All right. Are we set, Laura?
Sure thing. All right. Good afternoon, Sac State graduates. Thank you for joining us for our Q&A panel. We're discussing all things networking, job searching, volunteering, and grad school. In the midst of celebrating your accomplishments, you may be asking yourself, I've graduated, now what? That is totally normal. Today, we just want to provide you with some helpful tools, resources, and perspective to get you thinking about what's next. So our panelists here have expertise to share. They've not only been in your shoes, they're Sac State alums, made at Sac State, but they chose a profession that includes working with students and recent graduates who are thinking about their next steps. I'm Laura Breedlove McDaniel, pronouns she, her. I am the Senior Alumni Relations Officer of your Sacramento State Alumni Association. And for some context, this is one of many programs from your Alumni Association. So, as a member of the Sacramento State Alumni Association, you have many opportunities to engage with peers, fellow Sac State alumni, and the surrounding Sacramento community. We've got more than 300,000 Sac State graduates now. And we encourage our alumni to stay connected a variety of ways. You can read our email newsletter, attend events, and you may have opportunities to volunteer as a mentor or serve as committee members, board members, chapter leaders, or network liaisons, some of our groups. So in the chat box today, we will be sure to include a few useful links to claim your membership to the Alumni Association if you haven't done so already. Check out our events page. We have lots of other stuff going on as we gear up for 2026. And our social media handles as well. Great place to find additional information and stay connected. I now would like to welcome our panelists and invite them to introduce themselves. They'll give their name, pronouns, role, and the department or organization that they are representing, and your degree earned, especially if it came from Sac State or multiple degrees. Um, Erin, can you kick us off?
You bet. So I'm Erin Mahoney, they, them pronouns, and I am the student and recent graduate engagement officer here at the Sacramento State Alumni Association. I did not get my bachelor's from Sac State. I got an English degree from UC Riverside, but I am working on my master's in creative writing here at Sac State and should be finishing up this semester, and then I will attend this workshop. So, my job is to help create programming to help current students and alumni connect with each other, basically. So this event is one of my favorites to help organize. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Erica.
Hi there, my name is Erica Villalobos. I'm a career development and financial wellness counselor here at the Sac State Career Center. Super excited about being here. I too am made at Sac State. I earned my master's of science in counseling with specializing in career development back in 2018. And yes, definitely excited about being here.
Welcome. Thank you. Jose.
My name is José Martinez. I have a bachelor's degree from the University of San Francisco. I attended here as a graduate student back in the 1990s, master's in history. Been working in graduate admissions since 2007, overseeing the process. So I am the one that actually oversees. If you have questions about your application, I am the one to talk to.
All right. And Rhonda, of course.
Hi, everyone. Rhonda Staley-Brooks is she, her, are my pronouns, and I am the Director of Community Relations, Outreach, and Support at SMUD, your local utility. I am a two-time graduate from Sac State. My undergrad's child development in 1995, and I came back and got an executive MBA in 2018. And happy to be here.
Well, thank you all. We are happy to have you all here today. For some context housekeeping, we're going to spend about 40 minutes with our panelists, kind of learning about resources that are available to you, the graduates, the recent grads, and new alumni, in the areas of mentoring, job searching, volunteering, and graduate school. And then with that little bit of extra time, if you have questions, we hope to get to some of those, but please add them to the chat as they come to you. And then we'll do our best to answer in the discussion that follows, or perhaps follow up via email if that makes more sense, or we run out of time. So we're gonna kick it off. I would like to kick it off with Erica, if that's okay. Just kind of generally, do recent graduates have access to services at the Career Center? And if so, can you share what those services are that are offered?
Excellent question. Yes. And as soon as we get a chance here, we'll put up the links for you. We strongly encourage you to connect with us at the Career Center. We have services until further notice, as a lot of my colleagues here know, we have had budget impacts, but thankfully, super excited, until further notice, we are offering all services that we offer to students to our alumni as well. And this includes anything in your career development process. And believe me, first gen student here, I can tell you, it's a learning, it's a lifelong process. It's a learning curve. You might be very decided that you're going to go one route, and there's a lot of pivots that take place along the way, and we're here to support you with that. Exploration of values, interests, skill sets. One thing that I always tell students, just because you have a lot of skill sets, which you do have as a Sac State graduate, doesn't mean that you want to engage with all of them. We want to really pinpoint what's going to bring you that satisfaction in the work, what values are bringing that are being satisfied through the work that you're doing. So we support you with learning about resources that are available to you, not only through the Career Center, but sometimes even outside of the Career Center that can support your journey. We support you with anything preparing to engage, not only researching the industry, the occupations, also the targeted employers and the roles that you're looking to fulfill. We support you with resume development, interview coaching, anything really through the career development journey that you're on. We also support you with graduate school exploration if that's the route that you would like to take. We help you with adapting and enriching your career once you do reach your goal. Um, which I jumped ahead of myself. We also support you with the strategic ability to find the positions and roles that you're interested in finding. So we do offer all of this, all of the resources that you'll see under our featured tools on our website are accessible to alumni. All you would need to do is, as a matter of fact, I believe for 2 years after graduation, your Sac State single sign-on continues to work. So you're able to just click the links and set up appointments and everything in student mode. Once your Sac State login stops working after the 2 year mark, all you need to do is send us an email, Career Center at Sac State, and we'll provide you, you just provide us your name, your graduation month and year, and then we provide you access to all of our resources, our featured tools, and we are also able to set up appointments. As an alumni, you are entitled to 6 visits with the Career Center per year, and I very strongly doubt that you'll need that many. But life happens. We are here to support you. Thank you, Erin, for the link there. Um, so yes, please do feel free to reach out to us, particularly as recent graduates. You're able to use all of your single sign-on to access, and we will support you through any of that process. Excellent question. And I'm sorry, I'll geek out, so you got to stop me. I got a lot to say.
That's okay. We understand. One thing I picked up on is that the Career Center does offer some graduate school resources as well. Maybe Jose can address a little more clearly, like when is graduate school a good option? What could a recent grad or maybe not so recent grad do to kind of prepare for that graduate school process if that's what they're looking toward?
Um, Great question. One of the things that a lot of students that happens is a lot of people says, "Oh, you just have to go to grad school," and the answer is no, you don't. Um, an example is always the computer science and engineering students, even the business students. They don't need master's degrees to start in the position or the field. However, when they want to get promotions and they want to become project leaders or those kinds of positions, that's when a graduate degree becomes something to think about. So if you know long term already, hey, at some point I'm going to want to do this type of position, then I would go right after. But engineering students in particular, computer science people, a lot of times they will get into companies that really like the way they work and offer to pay for graduate school because they do want them to become the new project manager or team leader. But first and foremost is, do you need the degree? Again, teaching. You can go get your teaching credential, and that's not a master's degree. It is a credential. But if you want to move up, you want to get a raise, you want to get something else, we have our students coming back to get their master's in teaching. Or they want to switch and they want to become an administrator. So, at some point, maybe even a superintendent, well, you're going to need an EDD for those. So it's looking at your long-term goal. For a lot of our students, some of the places they want to go into, they don't need a degree right now. But in others, you do. If you want to become a university professor or even a community college professor, you are going to grad school right after you graduate. If you want to teach at the community college, you need at least a master's. If you want to teach at a university, you have to you don't have to have it completed, but you need to be in a doctorate program. By the time you apply, you should be what they call ABD, all but dissertation, which is, we also call it all but done. But it's basically, if you've done everything, you just need to do your dissertation and defend it. And you can get hired in that position or in that situation conditionally, of course. And then if you don't complete the doctorate, the universities can terminate you. But it's looking at, what are my goals? So again, if you want to teach community college, everything's off the table. It's a master's. You want to go into, journalism, news media, bachelor's degree, fine. But then you also have to look at, but what do I just want to be the person in the front, or do I want to become, somebody who's producing it, who's doing this, who's doing all the other back end stuff? Then that's something where you're looking at, okay, I got to get that degree. And then of course the big question is, well, how do I do that? And you look for institutions that fit. A lot of students want to stay here at Sac State, but honestly, we don't have all the programs. We have an excellent doctorate program in education. We have good engineering, computer science programs. We have an excellent teaching program. We just started the new doctorate of nursing. And those have been traditionally competitive. Our social work program is competitive. But if you want to go into filmmaking, we might not be the best campus for that. We do have a Master's of Fine Arts, which is studio arts, but we don't have theater and dance. So, you need to go and look and say, okay, well, where do I want to go? Where is it that I want to be? Where is my industry located at? Because a lot of times as graduate students, you may end up having to get a part-time job or even internship opportunities. So location is essential. You asked about financing it, right? Or you want me to talk about that later?
Let's hold that for a little bit.
So first thing is, do you need it? And if you need it, then you need to look at where is going to be the best fit. What place is the one that has access to industry? If you're going to go into political science and you want to go into government, wait, this is the great campus to be at. State Capitol is downtown. There are internships there. This is where you can make that contact. So this location, looking at it, and you also, before you even look at a spot, don't just go off of the name of the school. Look at the location of the school. Some people can't handle being in a city. Other people can't handle being in the country. Well, some of the best universities are out in the middle of nowhere. Penn State it's just a little tiny town around, it's smaller than Davis, is where Penn State is located at, but it's a great university. But there really ain't much to do there. So, you have to be real with yourself, because outside of the classroom, what are you going to be doing when you need to take a break, when you need to just go out, interact with people? Because you're not going to be living on your computer or in the classroom 24/7. You do have to have a social life. So you do have to look at those things. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much. Lots to take in there. I think what I wanted to jump maybe to Erin to talk about, and then a little bit Rhonda as well. Jose mentioned about matching with your interests and your field. And I know here at the Alumni Association, we have opportunities to match with other alums who have been through this process, whether it's going to grad school or they're working in the field. They went to Sac State and transitioned into that career. And so the term mentor gets tossed around quite a bit. Erin, can you speak a little bit on the importance of having a mentor or when it might be a great fit?
Sure. I think having a mentor is key, especially in these transitional points of life. But I like to think of mentorship as kind of three prongs. So from a mentor, you can get guidance. So you don't know what you don't know, right? So having someone who's been in your shoes, who knows what might be coming next, is really key. Um, Second part, I think that speaks to me a lot is confidence. Having someone see you and like see something in you is a huge boost of confidence. So that can help you see your own potential and where you might fit in along your career journey. And then the third that I think a lot of people think about when they think of mentorship, um, in addition to the guidance and like the confidence building, is the networking that comes with it. Building those relationships with someone who sees you and respects you will lead to other people seeing you and respecting you. It'll lead to other connections, and those connections will lead to opportunity. So, um, participating with your alumni association is a great way to find mentors, and I think we'll probably be talking more about that soon. But yeah, those are the three things I like to think about when it comes to mentorship.
Those are great. Thank you so much. We'll come back to how we can find mentors and use mentors effectively. Rhonda, can you maybe talk a little bit about Erin mentioned that job necessarily, it might be through a different type of organization. So volunteering comes up. Are there ways in which getting involved in volunteering can kind of help you in this next step, moving from student to career?
Absolutely. Volunteering sometimes may be your only work experience. So I always teach people that, okay, I haven't had a formal job when I've gone through my 4 years of undergrad or 7 years of undergrad, whatever it takes to get done. How do I go and get a job in the field when I don't have that experience? And I always tell people is that look at your volunteer experience. Where can you give your time, your talent, and your treasure to the community and be able to use that experience as a work experience? So, for example, you do an internship potentially in your field. That internship is your gateway to networking with people within your field. If you don't have an internship requirement, then you should go out and find a place to volunteer where you can gain the experience that you need to be able to use your degree. So I have many people who come and say, well, I volunteered all these places and I still can't get a job. And then I look at their resume and they don't even talk about where they volunteered. So having someone review your resume and give you some advice is part of that mentorship that we're talking about. Is that you don't have to walk it alone. Many people are out there are willing to help you see your own full potential. So I was an undergrad and I was in a sorority and we did a lot of volunteer projects in the community. So when I was able to go get my job interview at Big Brothers Big Sisters, I talked about all the things that the sorority did in the community, which aligned directly with helping this community-based organization. So knowing that you can align that work, I didn't have real work experience, but I had all this volunteer experience that allowed me to use that in my job interview. Somebody had to tell me though to do that. And so that's why we're here today. We also I work on a program with Erin at Sac State about teaching people how to go out networking because it's not natural for some people. Like me, I live for the microphone. Give me the room full of 100 people, I'm going to meet, 55 of them, and other people are like, I don't want to go in that room. So programs like that and finding it on LinkedIn, there's LinkedIn trainings, there's trainings that the Alumni Association does to help you really get out of your box.
Thank you. Yeah, Rhonda's highlighting our networking mocktail party that's coming up again in the spring. Um, just great opportunities, yeah, to kind of in a low stakes environment practice those skills and meet other alumni who have been there before. Erin will drop some other event info into the chat about kind of great entry points to getting started on this work. And Rhonda, you mentioned resumes. I know, Erica, you touched on some of those services that the Career Center provides for resume review. Um, what, I guess, what does that process look like, and where else can graduates go to just search for jobs and figure out what should they be highlighting on their resume to get the jobs they want?
Oh, definitely. Great question. First and foremost, I just want to say I am 100% with everything that my colleagues here are sharing. Networking, number one way, according to career development, to advancing career. Networking can be very difficult, but if you follow through with the happenstance theory of Dr. John Crumbles, placing yourself in environments where you are likely to find the opportunities that you're looking for, that networking becomes much more easier. So finding how to connect with those hubs. Associations are a great way, and the mocktail party that Laura was mentioning is always a great way. Clubs, organizations, and the such. But let me stick to the question, Laura. One great place to look is labor market insights. So when you go to the Career Center, you will see our featured tools. One of those featured tools is the labor market insights tool. There, you are able to find positions that correspond to specific industries. When you are able to engage with those filters, you are even able to bring those filters down to the county, which we find extremely valuable. As students are graduating, they start sometimes just going back home or moving to different areas. You're able to take a glimpse ahead of time to where you're headed, to what are some of the stronger industries, what are the occupations that are out there. And then when you're looking at those occupations, it gives you a list of some occupational tasks that are involved. What are some of the key responsibilities and the skill sets that are involved? So you're able to really get an insight. It's almost like reading a job description. You're really starting to take a look at what's going to be expected of you. And if you don't like what you're reading, this is a great time to move on to read a next occupation description. Another awesome feature about labor market insights is that it also tells you the type of education that is required for the type of occupation that you're looking up. And I think one of the highlighting features of labor market insights that I truly appreciate is that it also gives you the top 20 employers for that county for the occupation that you're looking at. Um, and they are in hierarchical fashion. So one of the strategies that students use is that they are going to these employers that are listed as a top 20 employer. They go onto those websites. check out potential internship programs, check out what type of occupations are listed in their job boards, and most importantly, they start reading the job descriptions. And after you read about 8 to 10 of those job descriptions, you start to pick up a pattern very quickly about, for these types of occupations, I'm going to need this type of education. These are the types of skills that I'm going to be needing. These are the type of responsibilities that I'm going to have. What are some of those qualifications? Now, reading a job description is not only for you to see what you're committing to, it also helps you prepare. As mentioned by the panel here, the recent workforce trend is called skill-based hiring. Skill-based hiring means that employers, while they are taking into account your education, they are a little bit more interested in what you can actually do. As also mentioned by the panelist here, it's very important for you to seek feedback and strongly encourage you to connect with us at the Career Center if you need support with this. Just to give you a very superficial example, we'll have people that say, well, I've just been in the fast food industry. I really am not, I don't have what it takes to get into the career that I'm seeking. And they'll say statements like, well, I just take people's orders, collect the payment and give them their food. That's the end of that, right? It's like, no, that's not the end of that. Have you ever dealt with a difficult customer, like, oh yeah, well, what did you do? Well, I heard them out and then I corrected the order and then I, even gave him a little extra after I connected with his manager. Okay, so there's some problem solving skills, there's some analysis there, depending on the verbiage that is needed in the job description that you can match up, right? Your sanitation practices, keeping your area clean. There's multicultural, diverse population service. You're dealing with people that sometimes there's a communication barrier. And even if it's pointing at the menu, you still get the job done. So there's a lot of skills, teamwork. I mean, just a lot of them that people really don't see until you talk with others that can support you in really identifying those skills and putting them towards the career goal that you have. So connecting with people. So once again, labor market insights is an amazing way for you to find the top employers, for you to research them and the positions that they have, learn about the types of jobs that are out there. What are the qualifications to get those kinds of jobs, connecting with the Career Center, or other avenues that you may have, associations or clubs, organizations, with each other, honestly, in your circle to discuss how to strategize your application process. Um, yeah,
Yeah, no, so, so much great insight there. I know the Career Center is such a great resource. We love to highlight that it's still available to you as a recent grad and a forever grad, really. So, Erin put some of those links in the chat again for labor market insights. Did I get that right? Labor market insights. And then I wanted to, I guess, jump to Erin. Are there other opportunities for recent grads to seek career advice or figure out a little bit, or just can you look at my resume for me? Did I highlight those skills that Erica was mentioning that this employer or this type of employer will find valuable?
Laura, I'm so glad you asked. So, yes, the Association um, has partnered with the Career Center to provide a platform for students called the Career Network, which I will link to. That is an incredible free online platform for students and alumni to connect. Alumni can sign up to be a mentor, and students or other alumni can sign up to be mentees and connect with alumni Um, you kind of get matched, kind of like, I hate to use the analogy, but kind of like a dating app, where you get matched by your interests and your profession and things like that. So you get a percentage of like, you get to see the top matches for potential mentors. So you can find people whose job path aligns with yours or whose goals you share. And you can set up 30-minute chats with them all on the platform itself. Um, so that you can sign up to get a resume reviewed or just to talk about what the career field is like. There's a lot of options. So I'll link to that. And we also partner with the Career Center in some other things and some other, we have other partners on campus where we work together to put on events like the networking mocktail party, which Rhonda is wonderful at presenting the workshop on how to network. So I'm kind of using this opportunity to just tease all of our upcoming events because we also have Dinner with Hornets, which is a great chance for students to sit down for a meal with alumni from their same career path. Alumni host a table of 5 or 10 students, and just over a nice meal, they get to talk about how they got from Sac State to their career. So there are tons of different ways to um, engage with alumni who want to help and find those mentors and collaborators along the way.
Thank you. I'm here to set you up for success too, Erin. Um, in all of this conversation, I guess, with a mentor,
Did she freeze?
I think Laura might have frozen.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, this is what Erica talked about.
want to
yes.
Part
advance.
B.
Oh, she's
Oh.
back. Laura, you froze for a minute.
Oh no, my
I'm sure what
internet
you said was
connection is
great.
unstable.
So say that word for word again, please.
I want to go back to the grad school piece. If you figure out that maybe grad school is the path you need to go down, Jose, can you talk to us a little bit about that process of applying? And I know my impression of grad school is it's so expensive. So what is the financial aid picture there too, or the
All right.
financial
So
support piece?
one is understand that there's a general part to the application. If you're applying to any CSU campus, San Jose State, Sac State, CSU LA, we all use Cal State Apply. So there's part of that application is very, very basic. They want to know who you, they want your personal information. And if you applied here, you probably already did your Cal State Apply because you did your undergrad here. And they're going to want your academic transcripts. Where it gets a little bit more complicated, and this is why it's important for you to, Erica mentioned this about going and looking at the company's websites and what are they about. This is what you need to be doing with the universities you're interested in, is go and visit the sites, go and visit the programs specifically, not just their graduate department, but the specific programs. Because you need to find out what those programs are going to ask you. So like the Office of Graduate Studies, we're just going to look at your transcripts and we're going to verify that your degree is valid. And if you're a Sac State student, of course it is, and that you have the minimum GPA. But I went ahead and put up, because one of our most competitive programs is our marriage family counseling. So what they want in addition is a written statement. And in that written statement, they have a question for you. And so you have to basically give an answer and do some work citing. So they're actually almost like an essay. But then they also ask you for a personal statement. And that's different from your written statement. Now, your personal statement is a simple question. Why do you want to go into marriage counseling? So there you're talking about what interests you in the field. That can be personal, things like of that nature. I remember a student who wanted to go into biotechnical research because of her illness that a family member had. And that affected her to a point of, I want to do research on finding cures. Well, that's a very compelling story. And what those personal statements are going to reveal about you is how serious are you about this program? The more that the program connects to you, typically departments will say, oh, this is somebody who really is interested in the field, and they're not going to run it the first time a sign of trouble. And I know those of you who have done your graduate programs already or are in the process, and then Erica, you mentioned you got an MS in counseling. You know that there's going to be those days where you just want to like throw your hands up and say, that's it, I'm done. What is this professor asking of me? Because all of the programs at some point or another, you're dealing with people, and that gets frustrating. But it's looking at those. What are the specific programs going to want? Counseling and social work also want to know, and this is where volunteering comes in. Have you ever mentored anybody, worked in that capacity where you've kind of been a counselor? And so that's where you're volunteering. But most of this information you're going to find by visiting the department's web pages. Find out what the program is, what is it looking for? Even somebody, I want a master's in biology. Okay, but what focus do you want? And does the campus offer that particular focus? You need to look up that information. And then you'll look at, okay, do they want the GRE? Do they not want the GRE? Because not all the programs require it. GRE is not a university requirement, it's a department requirement. So here at Sac State, some of our programs want GRE or GMAT, some don't care. Some are going to break it up to a written statement plus a personal statement. Some may just only ask you for a personal statement or a writing sample. And a writing sample could be a paper you already did. So you'll have to go and look at that element. And again, when selecting that as well, look up the faculty. A lot of people won't look at the faculty because these are the people that are going to be instructing you. Is there anyone that's in the field or something related to what you want to do? Because obviously then that's going to be the professor you're going to want to hook up with, because all graduate students are going to have a graduate advisor. So you want to look at those elements there. And then the last part is paying for it. And that's a hard one. The federal government will not give you free money. You still have to do the FAFSA. Now with the FAFSA, the federal government will give you loans, but there are private scholarships that also will want access to your FAFSA report. And that's where you're going to find your free money. There are some, for instance, like teaching credentials. They have the Cal Grant and the Teach California. That's free money from the state. But you'll have to go and look. And one of the places to look is, one site that I've used on occasion for students is FastWeb. But they do have websites that will take information you want and then just look it up and give you reports of, oh, there's this scholarship here, there's that scholarship here. But especially grad students, what I tell them is when you do, and I'm going to go out on the limb here and say, you all know how to go and Google search things. And that's what you're going to do. I need a scholarship for a graduate student going into clinical psychology, right? And then it'll give you a list of all these grants and stuff for that particular major. But I'm a female, okay? Now you want a scholarship or grant for somebody going into graduate school, clinical psychology, but are female, but are African-American. They are first generation. So you start adding in these little adjectives that describe you. And the list starts shrinking and shrinking because you have things out there like the National National Hispanic Scholarship Fund. There's a what is it called? Native what is it called again? Just had it up. It's the I can't remember the name of it, but there's ones for Native Americans. There's some for Arabic Americans. So there are scholarships out there. There's scholarships for people of Scottish descent. As I always tell Caucasian students, you have a culture too. And guess what? There's money out there for people of Scottish descent, Irish descent, Swedish, German, whatever. Those people, there are scholarships out there, but you have to have that lineage. The catch on a lot of those is you also have to have some connection with the community. So again, going back to volunteering. all of that is interconnected. So the more that you find yourself working within your community, volunteering in your community, that's when you start finding resources. And that's, I think, was another thing we had on there was networking. So that's another, all of this all interconnects. You're networking, you're creating things, and that's how you're going to find the means to finance your scholarship.
Great. Thank you so much. Lots to consider, but it does get you where you want to be. Um, you mentioned volunteering. I want to get back to Rhonda waiting so patiently over there and getting involved with your community. If, you know, wanting to enhance your resume in that way, what should somebody expect what are the organizations expecting from a volunteer when they go into that, when they walk in the door?
So the answer is it depends. Okay. So it could be, are you volunteering for a local food bank and they need you to come on distribution days to hand out food to those in need throughout the community? Or do they need you in the back, shoveling up the cans and putting the bags together? All right. That's an example of different things that one organization will need. I always say the first thing you want to do is find your passion. Nothing worse than on your free time going somewhere that you hate. So let's find your passion first. Okay. So for me, I volunteer on multiple different things. I'm on the board for a couple of Sac State, the nominating committee. I love Sac State, so I love to do things for the university. I'm on the Girl Scouts. I was a Girl Scout as a kid, so I am passionate about the leadership abilities that girls get by going through the Girl Scouts. And I was a Girl Scout from 5 to 13. I tell people all the time that was my first fundraising job. So I went in and was getting a job for fundraising. I was like, I was selling cookies by the age of 6. So, you can really transform anything in the volunteer perspective to tell a story. So find your passion. That's the very, very first thing. Go somewhere where you're celebrated and that you go home feeling like you've given it all you have. I run a food distribution program for a church called Gift of Groceries. So I spend my week finding volunteers to go out and get food from the Rayleighs and take it to a smaller church in South Sacramento. And we serve 1,000 families every Thursday. That's what I'm passionate about. I've been doing that for 7 years. So if I was asked in a job interview about my leadership capabilities, I would talk about that. I'm not paid, okay? Did this in my free time. I use my organization skills. I talk to 70 plus volunteers on a weekly basis. I can turn that into experience. So find something that you can gain some personal satisfaction while giving back at the same time.
That's great advice. Thank you. I want to actually touch on one of the questions that's in the chat about kind of expanding what it means to volunteer. So somebody asked about was in the industry of accounting specifically. So accounting volunteer work doesn't necessarily come, you know, to the forefront. You mentioned food banks and Girl Scouts and things like that.
Right.
But how do you kind of turn that into what Erica has touched on, what Jose has touched on, of like, I volunteer in this way, but it looks like this on my resume, or I can continue in accounting because of what I've done over here?
For a specific trade like that, definitely industry internships, so actually getting an internship at a firm who it's not going to be sexy, right? It's going to be hard. They're going to give you the grunt work. They're going to give you the filing. They're going to give you all the things before they give you the keys to the castle. All right. So I would say go get an internship. If you're going to do it for a volunteer, you find a nonprofit that is looking for that skill set. So for example, if you go to a local organization, you ask them about their bookkeeping, for example. There's a lot of nonprofits. That's like the last thing that they even look at, right? The smaller nonprofits are looking for people who can come in and use their talent to help them along. Now, granted, they're not going to give you $1 million books to manage, right? But you can find an organization that has an outsourced bookkeeper that might need things organized internally, might need you to do their QuickBooks, might need you to do their filing internally and looking at their paperwork. So there are two different ways that you can do that. Smaller nonprofits, you're going to have a bigger chance of being able to actually touch the books. Whereas an internship, you're gonna have to work your way up, and there's a lot of good connections within Sac State. They're always looking for accounting interns. So be connected with the dean of the school and also the professors as well.
Laura, if I can add something on that, because this just hit me when she was talking, when Rhonda was mentioning some of the things.
For
So
sure. Yeah.
one of the skills, and Erica mentioned this too as well, we don't look at our own family dynamics. Okay. Some of us, our first generation, were the children of immigrants, and our parents are coming from Eastern Europe, they're coming from Africa, they're coming from Latin America, and we become the buffer, the one that's going in between American culture and this culture. We become the translators. And we don't think of that as you are translating, you are working on communication skills, you are working in different skill types that you don't think about because it's your everyday usage. You know, oh, mom and dad don't understand this, so you have to explain it to them in a way that they understand. So you're taking on this role that's really big that we don't think about. And that's your experience in working with diverse populations, even within your own home. It's a different generational group, but it's also a different immigration status because you are that cultural mediator. So you are working on mediation skills and you're trying to get your parents to understand, no, that's not what it means. It really means this. And you're playing that role, and we don't stop and look at our skill sets. So sometimes it's even helping your family with their budget because your parents don't know how to do that stuff. And you're getting stuck like, okay, I have to help mom and dad figure out how we're going to pay for the bills. Well, you're getting some of that done. You're doing money management. You're doing that kind of stuff, but we don't think to put it in there because it's personal. Sometimes we need to stop and think like, these are things that I do. I got to manage our budget because we only got so much money to spend, and we got to do groceries, and we got to do rent, and we got to do this, and we got to do that. Those are all personal experiences sometimes we forget about because that's part of our everyday life. So sometimes just looking at your own life and breaking it down.
That's absolutely true. And thank you for that awesome insight. Part of what it also reminded for me is that not everybody can move somewhere for grad school or for a job. And we're on Zoom right now, right? We've got these existing technology tools in place to work remotely or work in a hybrid format. Erica, question for you. If somebody needs to stay in one place, but the field is elsewhere or the work is anywhere, if they're trying to explore those hybrid or virtual remote work options, does that change anything in the job search approach?
Well, um, excellent question. And yes, there's a lot of research involved. And really it comes back to a lot of what Rhonda, Jose, what everybody's really been saying. Research is so fundamentally important when you are talking about making a career decision. Um, First and foremost, remote work as is, and this is off of the National Association of Colleges and Employers. Since 2022, remote work has been significantly under the 50% mark, and full remote work is under 20%. You have the hybrid or fully in person, and even the fully hybrid, where you can partially work from home, is under 50%. So, what are these percentages telling you? Well, for the projection for 2026, fall 2026, they're getting even lower. So, what does this mean? This means that they're going to be highly competitive. And with that a competitive edge, you really do want to connect with the professionals within the field or with the career center or employment centers anywhere that you can get the support to strategize how you're setting up your CV or your resume, how to prepare for interviewing, to really highlight the skills-based interviewing. There's strategy and method to accomplish that. So all of this technique and strategy is something that can be learned. And here at the Career Center, we're definitely happy to help you strategize on how to approach your search, how to find the opportunities, and how to make yourself competitive with these. Okay. There are also, and I really appreciate how Jose was bringing forward the notion of researching and really understanding what you're committing to with these programs because it's very similar with employment as well. For example, and I definitely can speak from personal experiences, first gen, not only student, but first gen professional, really, and a career changer. There's a lot of miscommunication out there that you just kind of go with, and you don't really do the research to understand. Because remote work is fully remote, may not necessarily mean that it's realistically available to you. So, for example, you may have a person that wants to apply for a fully remote position in Nevada, per se. It's fully remote, they're highly qualified, and everything lines up perfectly. But the employer will need to make a decision on whether they want to become liable for the tax differences of employing in their out-of-state employee and what that tax looks like for the California employee, right? So there are some differences there. What does that look like for timing, for benefits? The liability that the employer is going to take. So sometimes just because the opportunity is available fully remote doesn't mean that you would be qualified for that position because you just don't live in the area. And unfortunately, we've even heard that to be true for counties, for which I have personally seen job descriptions that state must be, right, Irvine County resident. Um, so the research, really understanding that you are going into a very small percentage of fully remote work, even if it is hybrid, it's still under the 50% mark. That makes it that much more competitive. What are the nuances of whether you are a qualified candidate for that? And then how are you strategizing to present yourself as the highest qualified person for that? So there's a lot of research to be done that we can support you with through here at the Career Center. We can help you strategize to make yourself competitive. What does your branding look like on LinkedIn, per se, the strongest professional networking site going on right now in the workforce? Who are you connecting with to get the insights? One good point that Jose made was really understanding, um, who you're connecting with and how you're connecting with them. While you can Google a lot of information, you also want to be mindful about those little nuances that you can sometimes only get from the people in the field. Rhonda kind of touched on this as well with, you know, what what are you doing in these experiences when you do volunteers or internship opportunities? How are those aligning with your future goals? And I do 100% support that. It's definitely one of our biggest concentrations is experiential learning at the Career Center because it is very difficult to see, and unfortunately, it's not uncommon for us to see at the Career Center where people are like, I've completed this degree or I've achieved this career goal, and it's not at all what I thought it was going to be. It's not really fulfilling. It's not what I wanted. I really can't take it anymore. What do I do now? And we can help strategize to maybe pivot. Um, but what are your realistic parameters? What is it? I think Erin touched on, can you actually move out of state? Is that a possibility? and where you're moving to, can you actually afford that? Do you have the support network? Jose was mentioning, if you're going to a very small city, are you an extrovert? How is that going to work for you? So a lot of things to consider. Yeah, did that answer the the question, Laura?
Yeah, I think so. There's just a lot to consider. I know our, kind of group here is considering a lot of things. I do want to jump a little bit into our Q&A. We just have a couple there. Some of our mechanical engineering friends maybe hitting some roadblocks out of the gate. So first question, Erin, I think you can maybe help with this. Looking for a mentor specifically in a field, whether it's mechanical engineering or otherwise, where do you start? What do you look for of like, do you just go to the grocery store? Hi, will you be my mentor?
You can try that and report back how it goes. But I think for a more direct route, I definitely suggest the Career Network, that online platform I was talking about. You can search by industry. Um, you can search by college experience. There's a lot of options to directly connect you with someone who would be a good uh, person to connect with. I would also suggest staying in touch with your professors, especially if you actively went to office hours. Just remember that your professors actually do care about you. They care about your success. Um, and then I would also suggest for this industry, for uh, mechanical engineering,
Mechanical engineering.
yeah. Um, and for any other industry, check out our Alumni Association chapters and networks. We do have an engineering and computer science network.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not sure if mechanical engineering would, I think it, Laura, yeah, that's
Yeah.
included.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of different chapters and networks based on profession and academic experience, on heritage, on regional groups, identity groups, all sorts of things. So that's a really good place to find other alumni at different levels within their career who are still engaged and interested in helping out. Uh-oh, Laura is frozen again. So I can skip down to the other question. Oh, Laura, you're back.
Hello, is it
Yes.
working?
Yes.
Oh man, I was just echoing you on kind of the services that and the programs that the Alumni Association offers. Not only does the association put on events where you can meet all sorts of people or practice specific skills or hear from panelists like ours on topics that might be of interest to you, but our smaller groups, those chapters and networks, they're those interest groups like Erin mentioned, they have little networking mixers. So you really can connect with other engineering and computer science college alums or business alums. We have a counselor education network. I know we heard a little bit about counseling here too. Like if you are trying to find your people, we are trying to help you find your people. And your resources here on campus are also trying to help you find where you are going next on that path. So I am kind of wrapping up. I know we have another question in there, a little bit more about the current state of job postings and how to tell whether they're, a genuine posting and a genuine, real life person is going to read your resume and application. So we might kind of forward that to Erica and the Career Center and see if we can get maybe some insights to reply directly or send out when we share our recording with you. Um, but again, use those resources, the Career Center, the Office of Graduate Studies, the Alumni Association, and the Career Network. And then use your community, as Rhonda and Jose, as everybody mentioned, find your interests and, it might take a little work, but your community, including your Sac State community, is here to support you in your journey beyond campus.
Laura, if I can just throw one thing in because I forgot to mention it.
Sure.
If when deciding to choose a graduate school, make sure it is regionally accredited.
Yes.
Because if it is not, companies and other schools do not have to accept your degree.
Ooh.
So like you have some of these online graduate programs and they have distance education accreditation and they're like, we have national accreditation. Sac State doesn't recognize that agency. So we would never recognize a degree that has that accreditation. And neither would any UCs or several of the other universities, UCLA, Harvard, none of them would recognize a degree from that. So always check the accreditation.
Awesome. Thank you. So there may be some research involved in sort of whatever you're looking to do, volunteer, move directly into your job field or graduate school and beyond. So as we hit 1 o'clock, I do want to thank you all, our panelists, for your advice, your expertise, your knowledge, sharing that with our participants. And just on behalf of the Sacramento State Alumni Association and Sacramento State, we welcome you again to the Hornet alumni family. You did it. Yay. We look forward to engaging with you at our upcoming events and programs. Lots of great resources in the chat, and we will follow up as well. So we appreciate your time today. Thank you for attending our event. Stingers up.